Good afternoon and welcome once again to the weekly update with Kyle Johansson and the mayor. It's kind of been cold, but last week it was warm and I don't know. I flew back from Washington D.C. yesterday, and as we were on approach, they said, "Well, there's some snow showers in the area." Well, there wasn't, but well, that was in Columbus. But I know we're kind of in that roller coaster period, but it's January, the last day of. So, Kyle, let's get into the weather for the next 7 days to see how things are, and then really get into OU sports, which are going hot and heavy right now.
So today we got cloudy skies, high 42. Tonight, overcast, low 33. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, high 50, low 38. Groundhog Day. Morning clouds followed by afternoon sun, high 48, low 29. Saturday, sunny skies, high 52, low 29. Sunday, 56, low 34, sunny skies. Monday, partly cloudy, high 54, low 31. Next Tuesday, mostly sunny, high 51, low 30. And next Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, high 53, low 31. In sports, we got the women's game tonight at 7 p.m. It's the women's in sports game tonight at 7 p.m. Men's team won last night against Buffalo, 21 points, 91-70. And this weekend's their Battle of Bricks, biggest game of the year. It's also Sibs weekend already.
Sibs weekend. Is this coming weekend?
Yes.
Buckle up. Sibs are going to be here. All right. OU sports.
I already said it.
Oh. I was sitting here paying attention to something else. Sorry, Kyle. Eclipse.
It's only like 68 days away.
68 days away. You've got relatives that live in
Tiffin, Ohio.
Yeah. So you're going to be up there right in the
Center.
The center of the eclipse. Yeah.
Will not be that far from each other because you're in Upper Sandusky, which is the county of South.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to go up there or not. We probably should, right?
Yeah.
It'd be foolish not to be.
Years,
That's right. For 70, well, I can live that long and be around for the next 75 years. Thanks, Kyle. Not a whole lot to really share, but some things that you may have heard about already, but always worth reminding and mentioning again that the city of Athens was awarded our gold level for SolSmart, which is us working hard to cut through the red tape for people to put solar on their homes or on their property. So that's a big deal. I was just talking earlier today with the Deputy Service Safety Director for the city, Andrew Chicky, and apparently we are really close to receiving the highest level of recognition, which is SolSmart Platinum, where, to my understanding, either nobody has that designation yet, it's fairly new, or very few communities have that designation. So we're really close, which will be wonderful. Certainly be the first in the state of Ohio if we get the last elements in place that earn us points for SolSmart Bronze. The other thing, just to share, is remember that with snow events, and we've only had, two snow events this year?
There could be more in February.
There could be. Yeah, it's February, right? Or will be tomorrow. So with snow events, it is incumbent upon all the property owners to remove the snow from their sidewalks. And if it's a rental unit, and you're not 100% sure, reach out to your landlord to see, does my landlord remove the snow or is it my responsibility? But for the rest of the citizens, for property owners, for like myself, if there's a sidewalk in front of your house, you need to remove the snow. Now, you don't have a sidewalk, so it's not an issue for you at your house, but I'm sure you have to shovel the driveway.
Especially on a hill.
Yes. Yeah, you are on a hill. I know. I've been to your house many times. Or there's no sidewalk in front of my house yet. So, but if you do have a sidewalk, you got to remove that snow. So remember that. And there's a time frame in which to get that done after the snowfall. The other thing, I was in Walmart the other day, and there was a young individual in line. This is at the self-checkout, and this individual, at the last moment, didn't have a whole lot of items, but at the last moment grabbed a couple of Walmart's reusable bags off the shelf, had to pay for that. So I kind of walked over and said, how do you feel about the ordinance where there are no longer single-use plastic bags in a lot of our retailers? It should be all of our retailers. And she said, the reason I asked is because she's purchasing these 2 reusable bags herself. She goes, I usually have reusable bags with me, but I forgot to put them in my car, and I saw them, these ones hanging there. She said, to me, it was no big deal. She said, I purchased them to put my things in, and we'll continue to, she goes, but I typically use single-use bags as well. I look at the stores, at least that I've gone into, that they have transitioned to paper bags and using those paper bags. So I think that, at least through my lens, that we seem to be in a good place when it comes to paper bag use as opposed to the single-use plastic bags. Some of the things that I've got here in front of me in print is that there's a free fare day coming up with Athens Public Transit, provided by HAPCAP and certainly sponsored by the City of Athens. That will be Friday, February 16th. It'll be free fare rides all day long. Kyle, do you use Athens Public
Yes.
Transit? You use the bus?
Yes.
So it'll be free for you. You probably do you have a bus pass?
Yes.
Yeah. So you won't have to use your bus pass, but you already have the bus pass. So for those who will pay the fee or typically pay the bus fare, it's free. So it's all day long. And it will be for all of the bus lines, so keep that in mind. If you're heading out to the plains, you're heading to wherever, it will be free, 100% free. So take advantage of that. Arts, Parks and Rec. The youth spring soccer season. Registration starts February 5th. Ages K through 6th grade, it's $40 per person. So keep that in mind. I'm sure that you can register for that at Arts, Parks and Rec, the community center anyway. Kindergarten and 4th and 5th graders will play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. 1st and 2nd and 5th and 6th graders will play on Mondays and Wednesdays. Games are scheduled for 5:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Boards and commissions. I think Ryan has a image, and if not, that's fine, to put up there. But we have several vacancies. Some of these vacancies that exist, the Rec Advisory Board and the Commission on Disabilities, I know that they often will recommend individuals that they have identified to serve on those particular commissions or boards. But they do have 2 vacancies in each of them. Shade Tree Commission has 1 vacancy. Environment Sustainability and the Community Relations Commissions, those are both commissions that individuals are appointed by City Council. So you would need to reach out to the Clerk of Council, Debbie Walker, at 592-3342 if you're interested in serving on the Environment Sustainability or the Community Relations. The Shade Tree Commission, you can reach out to my office at 592-3338 if you're interested in serving on the Shade Tree Commission. Let's see. Couple other items before I get into upcoming meetings. I guess, 2 more items. One is a proclamation that I wanted to read today for an event that will actually go into effect next week on the 7th of February. But it is a proclamation recognizing National Girls and Women in Sports Day. The proclamation reads, whereas the Women's Sports Foundation unites champion athletes, advocates, and key stakeholders to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day in Washington, D.C., and communities all across the nation. And whereas this day exists to acknowledge the past and recognize current sport achievements, the positive influence of sports participation, and the continuing struggle for equity and access for women in sports. And whereas the National Girls and Women's in Sports Day began in 1987 as a day to recognize women in sports and remember Olympic volleyball player Flo Hyman for her athletic achievement and her commitment to ensure equity for women's sports. And whereas girls and women's athletes at all levels is one of the most effective avenues available through which girls and women in the United States may develop confidence, leadership skills, self-discipline, regardless of the background. And whereas the bonds built between girls and women through athletics help to break down the social barriers and increase inclusion, and the communication and cooperation skills learned to play a key role in athletes' contributions at home, at work, and to society. And whereas the need to increase opportunities exists for girls to participate and pursue physical activities at the community and scholastic levels to increase their health and well-being so that they are able to develop lifelong fitness habits at an early age. Now, therefore, I, Steve Patterson, the mayor of the great city of Athens, Ohio, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, February 7th of 2024 as National Girls and Women in Sports Day in the city of Athens, and call upon all citizens of the city to recognize the important role that athletics plays in the development of young women throughout the country. All right. Women and Girls in Sports Day, February 7th. Some meetings that are coming up. Athens City Council will meet this Monday, February 5th. Again, it's hard to believe that tomorrow it is February. It will be 7 p.m. here in Council Chambers. The Affordable Housing Commission is having their meeting. It will be in the Berry Conference Room on the first floor of the city building on the 6th of February, and that'll be at noon. Again, the Affordable Housing Commission. The last thing I have is something really special, and I appreciate the government channel, Scott and Ryan and team putting this together. We have a treat for you today. It's a sneak peek at a brand new production from our beloved government channel with the City of Athens. It is the first in a series of Athens History Minutes. This will be the first of a three pieces celebrating Black History Month. And this one is going to be all about Andrew Jackson Davison and Eliza Davison. Eliza has an interesting history. Both of them have amazing histories. The thing that I learned was that Eliza was a field cook after having been an individual who was enslaved in Texas, went on to be basically the field cook for General Custer way back when. I don't know if that's part of this history short, this Athens History Minutes, but Andrew Jackson Davison and his history is amazing here in the city of Athens as well. So, and then we're also going to have a ribbon cutting this month for the newest street here in Athens. It will be a ribbon cutting for Davison Court here in the city of Athens. So that all said, Kyle, as usual, thank you for joining me for all 4.5 years or longer. We've been doing this for a long time together. And thanks to those of you who are tuning in. But take a minute and please enjoy the Athens History Minute. Thanks.
At the end of the Civil War, Andrew Jackson Davison found himself accompanied to Ohio by 2 Union soldiers. He then proceeded, with almost no education, to earn his law degree in just 8 years. Andrew would eventually become Athens' first African-American attorney. Meanwhile, Eliza Brown, having escaped slavery in 1863, found herself in the encampment of Union General George A. Custer. Eliza went on to work as a headquarters cook and domestic servant for General Custer and his wife Elizabeth. Andrew and Eliza met, got married, and moved to Athens in 1873. After a life together, they were both buried at the West State Street Cemetery. Then in 1934, in one of life's little coincidences, one of the children who helped to unveil a memorial dedicated to Eliza and her story was Dow Finsterwald, the future 1958 PGA champion. For many years, Andrew and Eliza made their home in Athens, and their house on Dean Street, now known as West Washington Street, still stands to this day.